Hello everyone and welcome back to Fireside Chats. My name is Rowan and I'm your host. Today we are going to be diving into the topic of failure. Just recently I did a project on different experiences where I consider myself to have failed and how since then I've sort of redefined what failure is and what we can learn from it. Today our guest is my dad. He graciously agreed to be interviewed for this project. Let's just get right into it. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. So excited.
Okay, so was there a moment, whether it was in your career or just in your life in general, where you felt like you failed?
Yeah. Like you're failing right now because you're covering up the fireplace.
Oh, sorry. He knows my podcast better than I do. So could you describe that for the audience?
For those of you who don't know, I used to be a teacher. So right after college, I went and taught for 3 years.
Yeah.
High school.
Shout out Jefferson High School.
Jefferson High School, Bloomington Jefferson, Bloomington 2 years, Bloomington Kennedy 1 year. I failed in the sense that I was at Jefferson for 2 years, loved my coworkers, got along with them, got placed by the district in Kennedy, so I wasn't like, they didn't pick me, I was kind of forced on them. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do my best in building the relationships the way I should have. I was not hired back and was told that even though I was the most qualified candidate, quote from the assistant principal, I was the most qualified candidate, but I wasn't getting a second interview. And this was in the middle of the summer after I'd been volunteering for free, coaching football all summer, and continuing trying at Kennedy, trying to help get there. Part of the issue was I got caught up in some workplace politics and went about things the wrong way, and lesson learned, I could have been better myself. And one, I could have been a better teacher. I was not a great teacher that year.
Oh, why?
Well, Jacob, your older brother, had just been born the year before, so we were new parents. It's a 45-minute to an hour commute every way, each way to school. I was coaching year-round, so I was like leaving home at 5:30, and getting home sometimes after 9 p.m. So it's long days, and I wasn't always prepared because I was teaching multiple new classes that I hadn't taught before. Mm-hmm. In a different way, and it was a new school, and so they taught a little bit differently, and I didn't get as far ahead as I needed to, and I was still learning how to do that. It wasn't as good as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. So they told you that you were the most qualified, but did they ever tell you why they chose someone else?
Yes, he did. He said, but I was not getting the job because they thought my loyalty lied at Jefferson instead of Kennedy.
Whoa.
At Jefferson, I was the 10th grade girls basketball coach for 2 years at Jefferson, and I continued and coached Jefferson girls basketball my 1 year at Kennedy.
Rivals.
Yeah, and so shout out Mrs. Hager, one of my first students and basketball players. Yeah, I was still doing that, and I still had friends because I had worked there for 2 years, and we have district meetings. Like I'd see the Kennedy people all the time. Yeah. And I would see these other people that I hung out, knew for 2 years once every couple of months or whatever. So I would talk and say hi to them.
Which is terrible, of course. Never say hi.
Never say hi. Yes. I honestly got along with them better than I got along with the Kennedy people. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. So I just think people probably took real life circumstances and might have misinterpreted it to some degree, but that is also on me for not making people understand the situation or do a better job. So it's one of those things where I was told that and I was like devastated. I was actually at football practice when I got called.
What?
Summer football practice, and so I was in there, went upstairs, talked to the assistant principal, thought I was going to get a second interview, and that's when he told me it wasn't. So I went down and basically told all the coaches, I guess I'm done. So I had to leave right before practice. And so went home, was really upset, didn't know what I was going to do. And then I didn't get another teaching job because I was in July, August. Mm-hmm. And so I was still looking around anyways. I was applying lots of places, but I didn't stick on. So I was working a summer job that I've been working for a couple of years, part-time. A few months later, there's an assistant operations manager posting. I have a business degree from the Carlson School of Management, and so I know business and know how I can do that. I wasn't having a teaching opportunity, so we needed you to have a better job, so I took that. Did a really good job with it, got promoted twice, at that company, then moved to Medica where I currently work and have been promoted multiple times there. And so it's one of those things where I failed as a teacher, and I failed with the playing the politics the wrong way and getting wrapped up in blaming other people versus looking at myself for what I didn't do as good of a job as I could have done.
So my dad summarized his experience quite beautifully there. Even though he did fail at being a teacher, he tried for a couple years, worked at a couple different schools, but ultimately it just didn't work out. So even though he did fail at that, this opened up doors to new opportunities. And he'll explain in a couple moments that even though this is what he describes as one of the worst days of his life, it ended up leaving a positive impact on his career and ultimately our family.
So looking back, it's one of those worst days of my life. Like I was literally crying in the car on the way home because I was worried about I had a 1-year-old baby, and I was the income for the family. So I was really stressed out about that. But it worked out because of going back into business and doing really good there, finding work that I loved, finding work that I was good at. I've been able to provide different opportunities and multiple opportunities for the family that wouldn't have been possible as a teacher. And then the other thing, like I said, I was out of the house from 5:30 till 9 o'clock sometimes. And on road games for basketball, I would get home at 11:30 and then be up 3 hours later. It was just hard on me personally, but it was also just I was never around. And if I was teaching, I would still be coaching likely, which means I'm helping everyone else's kids, but then I wouldn't be there for my own kids. So that's the other thing, that this is an opportunity. By making the career shift, I was also able to coach both you and Jacob in sports. I was able to come to your events. I was able to help out, making dinner sometimes, and doing some stuff around the house versus I would have been gone a lot. So shout out to all the teachers out there, because literally they are spending their lives around teaching, and it has an impact on their social life at home.
He is absolutely right. Shout out to all of the teachers, because the sacrifices that you make for your students are great, and we do feel those impacts even if they're not always noticed. Like he said, this had more of an impact than just on his career. This spanned into his personal life as well. He was able to be there for me, for my brother, for our family, and this truly made such a difference in our lives. Though, I wasn't born when he was a teacher, I definitely can imagine the differences between what my life could have been and what it is now. So what did you do differently in that job after you didn't get hired?
I took the lesson learned, so I really work hard now to not get played in the politics. Teaching is tough because until you get tenure, you're kind of always being laid off and having to reapply for jobs. And then by nature, you're also then competing with the people that are your age in your own department. So instead of working together to make it better,
you're kind of against each other.
You're kind of being passive aggressive and against each other. And I was that way. At the time, the principal told me that I had the most tenure and I would have the job if there was a position. And then he ended up letting me go with everybody else with the pink slip, and then told me to reapply for the 2 open positions. They hired 2 people in the spring and they hired 2 more people in the summer, and I didn't get any of them. So when they told me one thing and did another, instead of just kind of rolling with it and figuring it out, I started blaming the other people, thinking that they went behind and trying to work the system for the people that they wanted. May have been the case, may not, I don't know, but I reacted wrong. It wasn't unprofessional necessarily, but I allowed it to demonstrate that I was more focused on other things and blaming others than kind of looking at myself and saying, what could I do better? So I've really worked hard in my new career, especially at Medica, where I've been now for 13 years, of working with people, trying to build people up, and controlling what I can control. I mean, I can't control what other people think. I can only control how I respond and how I do things, and so that's really one thing I really work on.
Wow, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Self-reflection that my dad has done is truly admirable. As his daughter, having somebody to look up to who owns up to their mistakes and can reflect on where they went wrong is so great. To have a role model like that has truly shaped my life and how I perceive things, and clearly this transformation within himself changed him too. Taking this bad experience and treating it like a learning opportunity really changed him for the better. The dad that I know is more than willing to adapt, has a lot of empathy for other people, and takes difficult situations with a sense of ease and peace. I hope that you guys find a similar sense of peace in your own lives as you go through difficult challenges, whether that be career shifts, family issues, school, whatever it may be. Please, please, please try to look for the positives in the negatives. And that concludes this episode of Fireside Chats. My name is Eliza Rowan, and I was your host for today. Please enjoy the holidays, and I hope you learned something. Follow if you want to see more.